My boyfriend wasted 2 hours of my day, so I refused to get out of his car for an hour. My boyfriend wasted 2 hours of my day, so I wasted an hour of his. We'd been dating about 4 months, and he was my first real boyfriend. He volunteered on weekends, talked about public service, and lived at the gym. I thought that meant he'd be thoughtful with me too. I was wrong. I learned fast. He'd beg to come over the night before my early class, then act annoyed when I was tired. If I didn't answer a text fast, he'd say I was ignoring him. If I stopped texting good morning, he'd say I was distant. When I tried to talk about it, he'd smile and say, "I'm sorry you feel that way," like he'd practiced it. Valentine's Day should have been my warning sign. He showed up with nothing, then handed me an expired chocolate bar from his glove box like it was sweet. I told him it hurt. He came back later with 2 sour candies and a protein shake, proud of himself. All I wanted was a handwritten note. That was it. I stayed anyway, telling myself he was busy and stressed. Then came the shower thing. The first night I slept over, we had dinner plans. He went into the bathroom and stayed there forever. I sat downstairs watching the time slip by, hungry and stuck in that weird guest silence. I knocked 3 times. He called through the door that the shower was his alone time, and I needed to respect it. We missed our reservation. When he finally came out, he shrugged and said we could just eat later, then grabbed his keys like nothing happened. I still gave him another chance. The next time I slept over, I woke him up early so we'd have plenty of time. That's when I learned his parents were home. I'd never met them, so I couldn't just walk out. I was stuck in his room, just sitting on the edge of his bed, hearing the shower run and run. I could hear his mom moving around in the hall, and every time the floor creaked, I held my breath. My stomach was growling, my phone was dying, and I felt silly sitting there like I didn't exist. After an hour, I texted him. He wrote back, hurrying. 30 minutes later, the water was still going. I called. He answered, almost done, and hung up. Another 30 minutes passed, 2 full hours. He finally stepped out, looking relaxed, like I hadn't been waiting at all. He grabbed his gym bag and said, okay, let's go, like the day was still on schedule. He drove me home, and something in me turned cold. In front of my building, he said, go inside, then we'll get on a call, and you can talk through your feelings. Talk through my feelings, like I was a task on his list. I didn't move. I kept my seatbelt on. I said, you took 2 hours from me 2 days in a row. I'm taking 1 hour back. He laughed like I was joking and said, seriously? Then he added, you're timing me? He rolled his eyes and said he just needed a quick workout first. Then he reached for the gear shift. I said, if you move this car, I'm raising my voice so everyone in this lot hears why I'm still in here. He froze and put it back in park. I told him he was selfish. I told him he treated my time like it didn't matter, while guarding his time like it was sacred. I said the shower excuse was embarrassing because he had his phone in there the whole time. I had called. I had texted. He knew exactly how long I was waiting. He chose it anyway. He didn't argue. He just gripped the steering wheel and stared ahead. Then his chin started shaking. He started crying hard, not just a few tears. He stomped his feet and crossed his arms tight, sniffling like a kid who'd been told no. I feel claustrophobic, he kept saying. You're trapping me. I just want to go to the gym. I told him he could get out and walk around the parking lot if he needed air. I wasn't locking the doors. I just wasn't getting out for another hour. That made him cry louder. He said he'd already missed half his workout the day before, and I was doing this on purpose to sabotage him. I said, the only person who ruined your gym time is the person who spent 2 hours in a shower. He went quiet after that, staring straight ahead and sniffing every few seconds. Around 40 minutes in, he turned and said, so you really want it to end like this? His eyes were red, and his voice sounded small. I looked at him and realized I felt nothing except tired. I said, I'm fine either way. When my hour was up, I opened the door, stepped out, and shut it behind me. He stayed in the driver's seat, gripping the wheel. I walked into my building and didn't look back.